Buongiorno! I'm magically better than yesterday, where I was crying on YouTube. Woo! No, yeah, I think some good sleep helps me feel better. The feelings are still there, but I'm trying to gaslight myself, to be happier today or just to be more present, I guess, in my day to day and not spiral out of control from sleep deprivation, from exasperation. Uh, I'm making steps towards a future that I want, and it feels nice today to have some time off from the baby because he is hanging out with grandma today, so I get to have focus and cohesive thoughts. Like, who knew that I should have been cherishing that? Um, yeah, who knew I should have been cherishing that before having a baby? I, not me. I didn't know that. Even though it makes a lot of sense, but like I just didn't know how terrible of a multitasker I am, and how deep work kind of goes out the door once you have a baby. Like yesterday, even for the YouTube video that I made about being unemployed, I was mid cry when the baby started crying, and then I had to stop my video, take care of the baby, and then resume after 20 minutes. And by that time, I'm not even crying anymore. I'm back to normal. My emotion has passed while I was caring for my baby. But then I had to tune into the zone, get into the zone again of like what the point of the video was. But then that seemed kind of fake because, yeah, it just seemed like I was just acting sad, or like it felt like maybe that, I don't know. That must be like what an acting is like though, when you have to turn it off right away and then resume your character after, except for the fact that this is my real life. So those feelings still remain, but just like that crying moment kind of passed. Anyways, I'm feeling better, kind of. I hope my cheerful, loud colors help. And then I got these new cherry earrings, which I really am loving. I'm trying to add a little bit more fun into my wardrobe. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, so today I'm going to go through my portfolio. I think it will be helpful to kind of explain my strategy for my portfolio and how this portfolio got me into Pixar, interning there twice, and then also Epic Games, interning as a character artist, uh, working on Fortnite, and then my experience and characters that I made for Inside Out 2, the film. Yeah! Okie dokie. This is my portfolio. I chose to do ArtStation because I'm a lazy piece of poop and didn't want to start my own website where I had to learn how to create a website and manage it and possibly do some coding for that too. I was like, nah, I'd just rather focus on getting a job and creating really good art. So I love ArtStation. ArtStation has gotten me into, or from what I've learned in my experience with companies, they just want things that are easy to follow in terms of clicking around and stuff, and they just want good art. So Pixar, the ArtStation was acceptable for my Pixar applications for both internships, and then also was acceptable for Epic Games, and then I also use it for my freelancing jobs as well. Overall, my strategy for my portfolio is to create stuff that brings me joy. Early on in my career, I was given the advice of create portfolio pieces on stuff that brings you joy, because those are the jobs that will the jobs that will hire you will want you to create more of these characters that you're displaying. So if you're showing a bunch of hard surface characters that are really complicated and you absolutely hate hard surface modeling or shooter characters, I'm basically describing myself if you have not guessed that yet. But yeah, if you don't like doing a lot of hard surface stuff or aren't into shooter characters, first, I don't even know how to describe what these characters are like in terms of the gaming stuff, but that's not really what is my forte or my interests. My interests are really whimsical characters, kind of out of this world, or yeah, literally out of this world, not really living in this world, living in some fantasy land. Um, and the reason for that is I love daydreaming. One of the things that helps me get through the day or through hard times, whether I'm a kid or even now as a mom, is to think that maybe there's a land or a world out there where weird, fantastical, whimsical characters live and they have a different reality where they function differently. Like maybe they do a bunch of magic, or maybe they communicate in a different odd language that I've never heard, or maybe they transport themselves via jumping around on clouds, uh, or live in trees, like little people who live in trees. I've fantasized a lot about different lands and worlds, so and it's brought me a lot of joy. Okay, so that's on the more of like soft side or soft strategy for my portfolio. In terms of pragmatic side, a strategy for my portfolio, I as a character artist want to show my breadth of skills in creating different types of stylized characters. So old women, old men, young women, young men, young girls, young boys, and I'm only just covering the two sexes right now. Um, there can be creatures, there can be animals, there can be all sorts of things. Like I just want to cover my bases to show that I can do different forms and shapes and do it well and execute it in an appealing way. Which I'd say like that's the consistent feedback I get from my mentors and stuff, is that I create appealing work and I have a really good eye. I have no idea where that came from, and that's literally the point of starting this YouTube channel. I am here to uh, discover why I have a good eye, or why I might think I have a good eye, by going through my pieces with you, going through my process with you, and from there maybe you'll find something valuable in how to develop your eye too. All right, the first piece is, let's just start with the banger. All right, I worked on Envy in Inside Out 2. It's this little character over here, and for the process, for the creation of this, for this character, I did the visual development sculpt. So that means that I took the first initial 2D concept art by she's an art director, yeah, Keiko, and I took that piece of art and I translated it into 3D for the first time. So let me show you that concept art. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. So here's the original concept art. Envy has huge eyes, this like kind of crazy hair, an oversized t-shirt, little flats, and some jeans, some rolled up pants and stuff. Anyways, when we were talking about this character, she initially had curly hair and oversized clothing. Curly hair being that choice was because um, kind of like here, like Anne Hathaway in Princess Diaries. Curly hair and crimped hair, because usually curly hair people before, in my time, old school, didn't really embrace their curly hair and wanted to flatten iron their hair and straighten it, because flat straight hair was the thing and like the hottest thing ever, which makes no sense to me because I've always wanted curly hair and I wanted volume and like buoyancy and stuff because I thought it would match with my springy personality, which I don't really have a naturally springy personality. I have a pretty chill one and a crazy one. Anyways, okay, but after, and then it would have like helmet hair and things, kind of like this guy. So let me show you my initial. Oh, here's the, and then kind of in this baggy pose. So here is my sculpt, which is a little bit shallow because it is streaming. So let's just go to the end where, dink, 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 dink. Okay, oh, here she is. Yeah, I sculpted her this way with curly hair, an oversized shirt, flats, kind of begging, and then I painted the eyeballs to really bring out that puppy dog look of like, oh, I just want this thing so badly, like please just give it to me. I'm so envious. What was hard about this piece was that she had big cheeks. She also has a nose, but then the nose blends in with the mouth. So then it took some time to resolve how to have volume in the face in an appealing way. So here's this in the clay sculpt. Oh, okay, well that's not great. Let's just go back to the top so I can show you the different angles. So you can kind of see her nose over here. I know it's really glitchy. Don't shoot me. Let's go back. Oh, and by the way, while this is loading, if you want to check out my ArtStation, it's my last name, first name at artstation.com right here. Sung Stephanie .artstation.com. Or you just search for me on ArtStation if you're already there, like you should be as an artist. Okay, this is enough of dumb things. This was an awesome project. I was very grateful to work on a new emotion as an intern for Pixar. Shout out to Pixar for getting a really good deal on paying very little for an intern to do big work. But I am grateful. I can now say I worked on emotion for Inside Out 2, which I guess is like top global box office blah 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 stuff, and making money. I'm shocked because I wasn't sure where it was going to land after my internship ended in terms of like the status of the movie and how good it would be. So I'm so grateful that it turned out really well. So thanks for making it so popular and so loved. Okay, the next one is I worked on Riley's mom. I did the modeling and rigging of her body and stuff. This is not great. I need to figure out a resolution for showing her a little bit better. Okay, so in terms of like the video keeps buffering, so this is not great at all. But y'all have to figure out what to do. But yeah, so I updated the model for Riley's mom because she is 10 years old, meaning the first Inside Out came out like 10 years ago, so her figure needed to be more appealing and up to date with the current appeal and general baseline standard for appealing animation characters 10 years later, which is now. So little things, little adjustments, like let's add more defined lip shape, favoring the bottom, making more of a break in the jawline, adding a more defined nose so it's not just like mushy and stuff, bringing back the initial eyebrows shape from the original sketch, so a little bit higher and a little flatter, less like downturned, as you can see here, and a little bit higher. Adding a sharper eye corner. So what was funny, short story, is when, I think it was my first week at Pixar, oh, I got COVID. So maybe it was my second week at Pixar because I had COVID the first week. Great. Second week at Pixar, I saw this calendar invite on my work Google Pixar email calendar, and it said Mom KO. I'm like, huh, I wonder what that is. Like, is Pixar just, what does KO mean? Does it mean knockout? So is Pixar just like knocking out moms and stuff and punching moms in meetings? I just didn't understand, but my curiosity got the best of me, and I was like, all right, let's go to this mom punching meeting. Sounds, entertaining. Like, what is Pixar up to? You never know, because when you watch the Pixar in a box stuff, like this, it's just all the weird things that they get up to. So I walk into this meaning logged in on Zoom, and I'm sitting there waiting, and then suddenly the director, Kelsey Mann, shows up in the meeting. Then the producer shows up. Then my boss, my modeling lead, I think, was there. Plus my supervisor was in the call too. Anyways, and then the art director, and then the production designer. And I was like, they're like, oh, this meeting is for you because we're gonna do a kick-off KO meeting to assign you to Riley's mom. And I freaking panicked. Like, I almost peed my pants, and my hands were so sweaty, kind of like that Eminem song. What is it? Like, knees weak, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti. I was nervous. Something bomb. I don't even. Oh God. I know the song, but I don't know it right now. So I was sweating, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, hi, I'm Stephanie. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be here. That like newbie intern excited face, but also like calm down because you're too eager. Yeah, but anyway, so I guess I did a really good job on Mom because they ended up using my body rig and just for the rest of the adult female characters in the film. So yay! The other characters I worked on were just some background characters. You can look at this in more detail. But I did some background characters. This is Aliana. I didn't draw this concept. My loose friend, my acquaintance friend, Crystal, she's the art director at Pixar, used to be. She drew this, and then I did the sculpt of her face, which you can't really see. Very cool. Anyways, she's in the movie. Who is this? Crystal Kung. Yes, there she is. I did Sarah. This is the concept art. And the beautiful back of her head, because I know that's what you wanted to see. And that's her face. Then I worked on Isabel, but her hair ended up changing to something else because, I don't know, that was weird. Anyways, this is Isabel with a buffering thing on the middle of her face. So that's my time on Inside Out 2. Okay, so I did this Wild Wonderland project. Alright, I'm just gonna call it because I need to figure out how to make these videos demo better, and this is gonna be wasting your time. So I guess this is my time on Inside Out 2. The end.